Hello?
Hey, Andrew.
Yes.
Hey, Andrew. This is Alex. I'm just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months. Do you remember that by chance?
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much getting back to you with some more details. And the way these calls usually go is, yeah, I'll be happy to give you a quick run by to pretty much explain what
To
it
be
is that
honest with you,
was that?
this is not a good time for a phone call.
Oh, I see. Okay. Didn't mean to
I
interrupt.
could schedule a call with you at another time.
For sure. I mean, this, usually takes 5, 7 minutes,
I
but
don't have 5 to 10 minutes right
for
now.
sure,
I
for sure,
didn't
that's
know whose
cool.
number this was. Otherwise, I would most likely would have rejected this call.
For sure.
So,
That's
could we
helpful.
schedule a call for next week, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday?
100% Tuesday, like in the morning or when I prefer.
Yeah, what time's good for you Tuesday?
Let's see. Tuesday,
10
11 a.m.
a.m., 11?
11 a.m. works.
Sure. Why don't you just send me a quick invite, and I'll be ready for you at 11 a.m. Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks. Have a
All right,
good
Andrew.
weekend.
You too. Bye now.
Bye.
Yeah, hello. How can I help you?
Hi, Willa.
Wilda, how can I help you?
Hey, this is Alex. I'm just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months. Do you remember that by chance?
Yeah, I do. The email, and I emailed you back.
Yep. I also showed you another one back because you requested our agreement, right?
Right.
I was really curious on your situation with the brokerage. Like, do you have like some trouble generating your own business, or how does it work?
No, I make my own business, but my broker still would like to see the agreement. Some agreements are broker oriented, some are agent oriented.
Right. Yeah, our is completely agent oriented. If we need a broker
Yeah,
oriented
but
one,
he's
I
gonna
guess
ask
this
to
is
see
something.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
yeah,
ask
for
to
sure.
see it.
This is not a problem. This is something that we can figure out like later on once everything makes sense. This because honestly, this is usually the latest step, and I don't even have like an agreement put together for you, right? The way this usually goes is on this call, I would like to give you just a quick run by with more details, like as far as what it is that we do. Also, I have just a few questions about you and your current situation, just to see if it can be a good fit, and then we can figure out our next step and pretty much think of the agreements at the end as well. Is that fair?
Okay. I'm an
Yeah.
associated broker for 26 years in the state of New Jersey and for 15 years in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I do my own business, but I'm signed up with a brokerage, under a brokerage, so I have to let them review everything. All
Right.
right?
Okay. And then what property values are you typically dealing with?
Oh, I deal with many ranges up until 500,000 and whatnot. So, I mean, a range is not something that I have an issue with, you know. So I've done a few $1 million sales, and I've done a few $9 million sales, more $9 million than anything else. But in my area, and in the Pennsylvania area, I usually deal somewhere between 300 and 350.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's
there's some
solid.
that are going for 450.
Solid. Okay. Are you like focusing buyers or sellers, or working pretty much with anyone?
I focus on sellers, but I have done, my majority has been buyers in the past. But I am focused
Okay.
right now on, I mean, I do both, but I am focused on doing some selling at this juncture.
That's understandable. Yeah, we'll then prepare a game plan like as for sellers for you. And what it is that you're doing right now to actually generate the listings and
I work with my office. I basically have worked a majority on referrals. Now I'm looking into different avenues. I've been marketing my area, farming my area for quite a while. in New Jersey. So, but my broker takes and sends me a lot of referrals.
Gotcha. Does that just about wrap up everything, or are you doing some sort of like avenues as you mentioned, or not yet?
I haven't done social media because I'm not tech savvy with social media, but I understand that, it's a major avenue. So I just started getting trained on some of those things, doing videos and stuff like that. Just haven't put any out yet because my broker, like I said, he's very strict. He wants to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
For
only been
sure.
with
Yeah,
this
this is
brokerage.
something that
Yeah,
we'll
because
have
I've only
to
been
have
with
a
this.
conversation with them. Possible. What's that? Say it again.
No, no. I'm going to have a conversation with them when I take and I see your agreement.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. Like once everything is kind of dialed
Mhm.
in, and when we're at the stage when we need to actually create an agreement. Yeah, this is the step that we'll need to take, which is fine. I'm willing to go through this.
Right.
Okay. Just a few more things here. Like, how many transactions do you do in a year now?
Last year I did 6, and only because my husband had a severe car accident, so I had to take and trace him back and forth, because he's gotten some major operations.
Jeez.
But
Is
I
everything
did
fine
give
now?
some out. I did give some referrals out, so But I've been dealing with that. This is why I'm taking and I'm saying that I'm starting. It's almost like I'm starting from scratch. I signed on with a new brokerage. I've only been with them 3 months, and I'm pretty much getting acclimated to what it is they do and how they do business and whatnot. And we have a one-stop shop, mortgages, title, the whole 9 yards in the office. So this is what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Is everything fine with your husband now?
He's still getting operations, but I'm working it through my schedule. I did let him know that. And
Gosh.
my daughter's a
Right.
CNA, so she's on board taking care of him when I take and I do my schedules and whatnot. So, that's how I'm working it. I'm working it where now he's totally disabled. He was working for 43 years. He can't
Oh my
work
God.
anymore. His whole life has been altered. So that means that mine has been altered too. So that's why I'm taking on real estate now. I used to be a recruiter for almost well over 5 years, recruiting agents for big companies, but now with regards to real estate. But now I went back to doing this 100% full time because of his situation and the fact that I had to take on all the major responsibilities.
Gosh, I see. Sorry to hear that.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I could give you just a quick run by, as far as like what we do, because it's interesting you mentioned social media and videos because we're really big on that. Pretty much what we do is obviously generate high quality leads that are converted into deals and listings for realtors. And on the behalf, besides that, what we're doing is we're utilizing videos and pretty much power of the content, not
Mhm.
organic content, but rather just videos like video sales letters and so on. I'll elaborate on that to make people familiar with your persona specifically, right? So these leads are exclusive to you and they actually know you. They are ready to actually talk to you. And pretty much this is a part of psychological profiling funnel that we're doing. Again, you don't have to be like a content creator or, spend a lot of time on that or know any of this tech stuff. This is why we exist, right?
Mhm.
Um, well, let's go ahead and do this. We will prepare a game plan for you based on what you told me, go through your area, pretty much do a little bit of analysis,
Mhm.
and then take some time, say 45 minutes over a Zoom call at
Right.
a computer to dive into this stuff, pretty much see if that's something that can actually help achieve your goals now. I'll
Sure.
I'll be able to answer all of your questions. Cool. Do you have some time at the computer, say later today, but later, or maybe tomorrow in the morning?
It'll have to be tomorrow. Yeah, in the morning
Tomorrow.
because
Oh,
I
I
am
see.
really busy right now doing some other things that have to pertain with my husband. So today. So
Gotcha.
pretty
Okay.
much.
How about 10 or 11 a.m. Tomorrow in the
Um,
morning?
I think it's gonna have to be in the afternoon, like around 1.
One works. I have
Okay.
it open.
Right.
Cool.
So you have
Yeah,
my
so as I
email.
mentioned, it's a Zoom meeting. Yeah, I do. The
Uh-huh.
one that you actually used to respond, right? Is it still the best one?
Yeah, that one's it. And you can take and you can email
Okay.
me there and I'll confirm.
Nice. I will send you an email invite shortly. It's gonna come from my agency address because that one was from my Gmail, right? So it's alex@kavaagency.site,
Mhm.
just for you to recognize.
Mhm.
I'll also try to shoot you an SMS reminder, like automated one, to log that in.
Right.
Well, cool. Hey, before you go, any reason you wouldn't be able to make it tomorrow? Just so I know in advance.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I have my
If
calendar
anything
in
does
front of
comes up,
me.
because I understand. Okay. If anything does come up, yeah, I understand. Just make sure
Oh,
to,
absolutely. I will make sure
notify
that
me
I can contact you. I'm very good on
and
follow-up.
propose a new time. Yeah, and propose a new time, because we're, I understand life happens, but also reschedules are,
Mhm.
sometimes getting lost. All right,
Exactly.
well, nice talking to you. I hope you pretty much accomplish everything today that you need to, and yeah, I'll speak with you tomorrow.
All
Sounds good?
righty. No problem. Thank you for calling me. You have a
All right
great
then.
day.
Have a good day.
You
Thanks.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Hello, it's Brandon.
Hello, Brandon. This is Alex. I was just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months.
Yes.
Do you remember by chance?
Say again.
Yeah, you remember about that?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Just responded to you a
Yep.
little bit ago.
Yep. I'm sure you'd like to hear some details. Pretty much getting back to you here. So the way this is gonna go is, yeah, I'll be happy to give you a quick run by to explain, better what it is that we do. Also, just a few questions on, your current state of things, just for me to better understand if it can be a fit. And then from
Hmm.
there, I guess we can figure out our next steps. That's fair?
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Yeah. So in short,
I can pretty much tell you what I know that what you do. You're just lead generation company for marketing and geo, and aggressive apparently from what your email said. So, yeah, I mean, if there's something special that you do, I'm all ears. But if you're just a lead gen company, I pretty much work with 1,000 of you guys.
gotcha. This is
Yeah.
true for sure. Pretty much, leads like same contact, same people. It's just important to understand the, context, because one thing is the lead that kind of click, signed up for something, and here's your lead.
Hmm.
Or the other thing, what do we do? Like with the biggest thoughts here is we're making people familiar with you and your persona prior to your contact with them using videos, video sales letter. Yeah, this is pretty much something I wanted to dive in. Okay, at this point, would you just walk me through kind of the, market you're in as far as like price range for homes you're dealing with, like how many transactions you do a year, like these basic things?
Yeah, well, I'm all over the place. My team of I've got 9 agents that I work with, and we're all over South Jersey and the greater Philadelphia area. Um, no particular price point. It's really just you know what I mean. Depends on where you're at and who you're communicating with.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere from, well, let me say anywhere from 200 to these markets today. It's like where we're at, anything other than 300 is probably in a town you don't want to be in. So yeah, we're all over the place. You have any specific questions other than just the market price?
Well, yeah, what I asked, like, how many transactions do you do as a team? Uh,
As a team, we're right around 75, 80 transactions a year.
Solid. Okay. And then are you actually, executing and practicing, or are you kind of guiding the team and have agents under you?
I'd like to be a little less engaged and more team oriented, but at this particular moment, yes, I'm still in production. I just kind of pick and choose what I do versus I hand off a lot of business to my team members versus doing it myself.
Right. Makes sense. And then, Brendan, you mentioned you've worked with like thousands of companies. Like, what it is you're doing right now that, after filtering everything out to actually generate listings?
Well, I do my own marketing. So the companies I work with now, I don't really, actually, I really don't work with any at this particular moment right now. I've kind of let them all fall to the wayside because it's just been chasing and chasing and chasing versus it being quality of lead. And if I just want to chase shit, then I can just make my own. I can do my own Facebook ads and have unqualified people contact me all day long.
So you're running Facebook for yourself?
Yeah, I run Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, um, Instagram. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
my
That's a bunch of channels.
yeah, my software. I have software that does majority of my marketing in a click, so it's not like something I have to sit down and do very in depth.
For sure. Hey, at this point, I'm also just curious, like, what has you looking to get more leads? Why not just double down on these, like, multiple channels?
I never turn down a sales call, so it's just kind of my nature. I take off almost every sales call that comes across my desk. Kind of one of my kind of one of my things. I force myself to do it so that way I learn more and see what other people are doing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I have a, enough picture here. So, let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna take time, prepare a game plan for you to be ready to kind of present it and actually show it to you.
Okay.
Let's meet up later this week. Yeah, say tomorrow or maybe the day after over a Zoom call for 45 minutes. I think this will be enough.
Okay.
Just in case you have questions. Say,
I think.
let
What's
me see.
tomorrow's
Yeah,
Wednesday?
correct.
Calendar.
So it would be tomorrow in the morning, like 11 a.m.
Uh,
or
mornings
11:30.
mornings are
Okay.
tough for me. I have my daughter Wednesdays. Not that I don't have her every day, but mornings are the worst for me. Can you do like at 2 o'clock or
Like
like
to
at
meet with
1
her?
o'clock? No, like I have her, so my sitter doesn't get to me till 11:30 noon
Uh-huh.
on
Understood.
most
Yeah,
days.
for
So
sure. Hope you
yeah,
enjoy your time there, though.
yeah, I do.
Um, how about 3:30
Oh, 3:30 I
tomorrow?
can make it work tomorrow.
Okay, nice. So yeah, as I mentioned, it's a Zoom meeting. We're gonna be sitting down at a computer. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you also will be able to sit down at a computer, ready for that
Yep,
face-to-face video
that's all.
conversation.
Not a problem.
Cool. Sweet. I will shoot you an email invite shortly. It's probably gonna have an SMS reminder as well, just to be safe. And yeah, sounds good. Oh, hey,
Okay.
before you go, any reason you wouldn't be able to make it tomorrow afternoon? Just so I know in advance.
Only if like something pops up as far as like showings or a client calls me and needs to see something right away. That'd be the only reason why I wouldn't make it tomorrow.
Gotcha. Hey, I understand, that happens like pretty often. If something does come up, how do you want to let me know that you need to reschedule and propose a new time?
I'll be able to do it through the. You're gonna send me a calendar alert, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So if I get pulled away, I'll send you a calendar alert as soon as I know something. Otherwise, you'll see me there at 3 o'clock.
Sounds good. All right,
All right.
man. I'll see you
Wonderful.
tomorrow then.
You got it. Thanks.
Bye now.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Barb. This is
Yeah,
Alex
hi.
calling back. Are
Okay.
you all good now?
Yeah, I got time now, yes.
Cool. Yeah, so pretty much in short, what we do is we help realtors get more deals and listings without almost no tire kickers or flaky leads.
Mhm.
Since the NAR settlement, we actually figured out the way for our agents not only to stay in business but to win through the changes. So
Mhm.
each realtor gets exclusively pre-qualified people reaching out to them. And as I mentioned, we use a psychological profile in YouTube ad funnel for that. Now, with
Okay.
that said, I'm curious, what property values are you typically seeing for in your latest transactions?
Um right now they say one listed for 170. Last one was 312. Up and down. In the middle.
Okay,
365, 312,
that's
170.
that,
Yeah. Mhm.
that's solid. Nice. And then, like, what are you doing to get the listings nowadays?
Basically it's people I know who already are investors, basically. So
Investors.
investors.
Gotcha. Does that just about wrap up everything, or is there anything else just by off chance?
No, I'm getting ready to start a little bit going more for homeowners. I really was dealing with just investors, but now I'm getting ready to switch over a little bit. So if you
Gotcha.
have some listings, I'm definitely open.
Gotcha. So you're pretty much in a position now to kind of take on some more new business now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha. How many do you close in a year now?
I haven't really. I've been in property management, so uh, probably like 2, 3 a year. 2, 3 a year.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so if we were to talk about getting you a stable stream of high quality leads, I guess when would you even be looking to get started?
Okay, so is there a fee? Is there a fee for
Yes.
your service? Sure it is. Okay. So what is the fee for your services?
So as far as the investment role, it's custom. You can imagine, right? So pretty much the reason I was asking these questions is we're preparing a game plan for you, right? So as I mentioned, the next step is usually having a video call where we're presenting it, pretty much seeing if it, if it makes sense, if it fits. But I do want to say two things. First off, yeah, we don't like making wild claims, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you'll make $1 million in the first year working with us. With that being said, it's pretty realistic to get an additional 4 to 6 listings within a 6 month period.
Okay.
So if that was achievable, would you consider an investment in the range of, say, from $2,000 to $4,000?
Right now? Oh, I can't do that right now. I can't do that.
Sorry,
Right
can you
now.
say it again?
I said I can't invest that right now. Can't invest that currently now.
Just to be clear, this is not something that, for example, oh, you have to pay it right now, like right today, right? Do you mean to say you're not pretty much in a position to invest anything, or is this range just
Not right
sounds like
now
a
because
little?
I'm trying to bail myself out of credit right about now in debt, so that wouldn't help me out for what my goals is for next year. So I have a plan. So that adding on another bill or anything for me right now is not doable at all.
Gotcha. Gotcha. No worries at all. That's all good. Well, what's your plan on actually, resolving that, getting to that position though?
Mhm. Say that again.
Yeah. Well, what's your plan on actually, getting in that position when you can invest?
Okay, definitely. I mean, you can get probably next year at the beginning of the year. Right now, I'm working on a lot of things, trying to put some things in perspective so I can invest more in myself next year. So that's my goal. Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That's actually a really good goal. But let's do this. Just to avoid me bombarding your phone again.
Mhm.
Let's put something in our calendar. Say, closer to the end of the year, like in the beginning of December, like
Yeah, that
the
would sound
maybe
good.
the 10th in the morning. Just again,
Mhm.
like I know that we can't predict anything, so if needed, we'll reschedule, and by that moment, we'll have a clearer picture and pretty much meet up once it makes sense. Is that cool if I send you something on Tuesday the 10th, say 10 a.m. EST?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. Pleasure speaking with you, and yeah, I hope you accomplish everything for this year, pretty much
Mhm.
as you planned.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
sounds good then.
Thank you. All right. Bye
Enjoy
bye.
your day. Bye now.
Mhm. Bye. All right.
This is Cindy.
Hey, Mindy. This is Alex. I'm just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months. Do you remember that by chance?
Do I remember what?
The email, I just saw you responding there. The one that said, I had a talk recently with a realtor, Sarah, who was acquiring listings by referrals. And then it said, would you like to find out how it works? Simply
Yes,
reply
I
yes.
said yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure you'd like to hear some details. Here's how it's going to go. I would like to give you a quick run by, to elaborate on what it is that we do a little bit more. Then I'm going to ask you a few questions about your current state of things, your business, and then if it sounds like a fit, we will go ahead and prepare a personalized game plan for you. Is that
Okay.
fair?
That's
Cool.
fair.
Yeah. Well, in short, what we do is we help realtors get more deals and listings without almost no tire kickers or flaky leads. Since the NAR settlement, we actually had to figure out the way for our agents, to be up to date, not only to stay in business, but to win through the changes. So each realtor gets exclusively pre-qualified people reaching out to them. And we use a psychological profiling funnel for that as a part of it here. With that said, can you walk me through some general things as far as the exact area you work in, the amount and size of transactions a month you're at right now?
I okay, I will. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm the broker, and I have about 14 agents. I am in I do Palm Coast, St. Augustine, like Volusia, Flagler, Putnam County, St. Johns County, and I have probably 22 listings right now, and we work with both buyers and sellers.
Mm-hmm. By the way, can you help me, navigate here a little bit better? If, we were to talk about possibly getting you a stable stream of high quality leads, I guess, would you want to be targeting buyers or sellers for the team?
I would probably want to do both because, like, some of my agents are just buyer, like they just work with buyers. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. Gotcha. And then, by the way, are you actually, working in the field or are you managing the team solely?
No, I'm working in the I'm working in the field.
Gotcha. All right.
Do I want to be all the time? No, but yes, I'm working in the field.
And actually, what it is that you're doing right now to get the listings and buyers nowadays?
Well, we have several different lead systems for buyers. So I have Deluxer because I want to keep my agents happy. So I have Deluxer, I have Zillow, I have OpCity, and I have a Veterans United as well as another one, and I'm not sure the name of it right off the top of my head because my daughter helps with those.
All right. I mean, it sounds like, there are like a bunch of channels involved, and then you also do have, some transactions going on. I mean, it sounds like things are going fairly well for you. I mean, what caused you to feel like you might want to look into some other lead source?
Because ever since the new buyer's agent broker forms came around, people aren't as apt to want to sign those. And so if we had, I guess, better buyer leads, it would help my agents because my agents are getting frustrated.
Better can mean different things to different people. Yeah, how do you mean by that exactly?
Because when they go and the leads off of Zillow, they're not vetting them very well. And so you go to talk to them and explain the whole new buyer broker agreement.
Are you bumping into people who are, wanting like agents to show them houses around without signing anything and so on?
Correct.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes total sense. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I have a good picture here. Minnie, let's go ahead and do this. I hear you're, not at the desk now. Don't want to take up much time. I'm gonna take some time to go through the info you gave me and your service area to craft a game plan for you, and then we'll hop on a Zoom video call at a computer or camera on for about 45 minutes or so. We'll dive deeper into all of this stuff. Also, some of the things about your business. Once it all makes sense, I will walk you through the steps of what that would look like, as well as, of course, answer all of your questions.
Okay.
Would that make sense to do that?
It would.
Cool. Do you have some time at the computer? Early the next week, say Monday afternoon or maybe Tuesday in the morning?
Hold on, let me look at my calendar.
Let me see also. So on Monday, I could do 11:30 a.m. This is almost the only one opening I have. The next one would be at 3:30 Eastern time zone.
30.
3:30?
11:30 on Monday.
Oh, 11:30. Okay, perfect. Right. So as I said, yeah, it's a Zoom meeting, right? We're going to be sitting down at a computer. I just want to make sure that you also will be able to sit down at the computer, ready for that face-to-face video conversation.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hey, anyone else who should be present on this call? Partner, or is it only you in the picture?
Just me.
Wait. Then I will shoot you an email invite shortly, the same email address you used to respond to our email, right? It's going to have the Zoom meet link and the calendar invite, so feel free to accept it so that it pops up on your calendar as well.
Okay.
Well, cool. Hey, before you go, any reason you would not be able to make it on Monday morning? Just so I know in advance.
No.
Okay, perfect. I will speak with you the next week and yeah, I hope you have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you. All right.
All right. See ya.
Hello, it's Deborah.
Hello, Deborah. This is Alex. I'm just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new deals over the next few months. Do
Right.
you remember that by chance?
Yes, I do. Uh-huh.
Yep. I'm sure you'd like to hear some details. I could give you a quick 20, 30-second run by and see if that's applicable
Okay.
to you. Cool. Yeah, well, in short, what we do is we help realtors get more deals and listings without almost no tire kickers or flaky leads. Since the NAR settlement, we actually figured out the way for our agents not only to stay in business but to win through the changes. So each realtor gets exclusively pre-qualified people reaching out to them, and we use a psychological profiling funnel for that, as you may have read.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're pretty much the way these calls usually go is our task is to craft a game plan for you to present. Right. In order for that, I would need to learn a little bit more about your current situation as far as, the amount of deals you're doing, like your market. So is that okay if I ask you some questions?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as far as exactly like prices for homes, like property values you are seeing for yourself, like what range would you outline here?
Well, ultimately, I mean, I'm a realtor of 17 years. Okay. So I have a pretty good sized sphere of influence. Most of the deals that I do are, above 300,000, above the average sales price in the state. I'm older, so, I do a lot of, I do all kinds of deals. I do some commercial. I do a lot of residential. I'm a relationship realtor, but I'm mostly a listing agent. I have, a portfolio of investors who flip some houses. I'm kind of well-rounded.
Nice. That's actually very good. One of my clients, she's been in real estate more than 20 years, and she's also mostly about relationship, which is great. I can appreciate that. So is that safe to say that most of your listings are coming from sphere of influence now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
I mean,
do
I always tell
any...
people you have to know somebody to get to me, because I don't
Oh, for sure.
realtor.com or any of that stuff. I don't do any of that.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
okay,
So
so
here, yeah, with so just to give you, a quick face melter and face, like a big differentiator here with guys like Realtor.com that you mentioned is the personal aspect. So right, so not only we're taking people in your area, pre-qualifying them, making sure that they have the need, we're also making them familiar with your with your persona as much as we can over videos and all that, right? Since it's acquisition, it's a
you know what?
additional stream of deals.
This is probably for somebody that's a little younger, starting out, needs you to feed them some listings. I'm probably not the right candidate. I don't want to waste your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Interesting that you say that. As far as like age or experience, I wouldn't worry about.
Hello.
Hey, Morgan.
Yes.
Hey, this is Alex. I'm giving you a call back here. Looks like you responded to one of our emails about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months. Did I catch you at a good time now?
I mean, I'm not sure if any time's a great time.
Yeah, true. It's been a while though. I'm really afraid. Like, do you remember about that email?
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that.
Yep. I'm sure you'd like to hear some details. Here's how it's usually going. I would like to give you a quick run by to elaborate on what it is that we do, refresh that a little bit more. Then I'm going to ask you a few questions about your current state of things, your business, and then if it sounds like it is fit, we will go ahead and prepare a personalized game plan for you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, so well, in short, what we do is we help realtors get more deals and listings without almost no tire kickers or flaky leads. And since then, our settlement, we actually figured out the way for our agents not only to stay in business but to win through the changes. So each realtor gets exclusively pre-qualified people reaching out to them, and we use a psychological profiling funnel for that. Um, with that said, can you walk me through some general things as far as the exact area you work in, the amounts and size of the transactions a month you're at right now?
Yes, so we work all over the triangle in the Raleigh area. I try and focus more in Sanford. And then as far as production goes monthly, I'd have to go back and look and see. I have a team. It's just me and another guy, so it's a small one. And we probably do, I don't know, 4 or 5 deals a month.
Mm-hmm. So, and then what about the average prices for houses, that you're seeing for yourself, or like according to the market?
In Sanford particularly, which is if we were going to do any leads, that's what we would want is in Sanford. Like 350 is average price.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So the team is you and another guy pretty much, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And then, just help me navigate here because a big part of our funnel is like personalization, right? So pretty much you can imagine that the leads are going to be familiar with the person who's going to talk to them. So, hypothetically, if we were to generate high quality leads for you, I guess who would be the one actually working them, or would you want to do it like all together?
It honestly, it just depends. Any marketing that we do, we split 50-50. So we would most likely be working them together unless it was, one person was just way too busy and then, took the lead on themselves.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, gotcha. And then like what it is that your guys actually doing right now to get the listings nowadays?
We do print marketing, and we have an ad market that we do through AdWorks and every month, and then we what else do we do? I think there's one other thing that we do that I can't think of off the top of my head right now.
Got it. Sounds like there are a few avenues. I'm just curious, do you like the way you currently generate new clients?
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Because to me it sounds like things are going fairly well for you. I mean, what caused you to feel like you might want to look into some other lead source?
So our office provides leads for us, but when doing so, it just, it takes a lot of our commission. And so my partner, most of his business comes through like relocation or a referral source through our company, which, is great. And obviously, production matters and all of that. But I feel like, or we feel like he could get further and we as a team could get further if his source of, clients weren't.
I think you're actually onto something here with this thought. Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then do you have any like timeline in mind when you actually would be looking to get started with anything that actually looks good and you feel like it's gonna work for you?
Yeah, I think as soon as we can. What, baby? I think as soon as we can get something going, we're interested. We just had a meeting on Tuesday, and it was one of our things that we wanted to look more into. So, I guess just taking the first steps and figuring out what's going to work best.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do this. I know we're maybe a little over time here because something always comes up. I'm gonna take some time to go through the information you gave me in service area to a game plan for you.
Okay.
And then we hop on a Zoom video call at your computer, camera on, for about 45 minutes or so. We will dive deeper into all of this stuff. Like I'll pretty much show you how this all works, like some of the things about your business, right? As well as, of course, answer all of your questions.
Yeah.
Would that make sense to do that?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have some time at your computer? I mean, tomorrow is pretty busy for me, but I would have some availability in the morning or early afternoon. Yeah, if that would work for you.
Let me look at my schedule tomorrow.
Something around 10 or 10:30, or even 11.
I could probably do 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah, I think I could do 10:30.
Cool. Right. So as I mentioned, it's a Zoom meeting, right? We're going to be sitting down at a computer, and I just want to make sure that you also will be, at the desk, like ready for that face-to-face video conversation.
Mhm.
Cool. Hey, by the way, don't you, want to loop in your partner for the chat, or is it pretty much only you in the picture who evaluates these things?
I'll definitely, if he is available tomorrow, I'll definitely have him on.
Sweet. I will shoot you an email invite shortly here in a sec. So it's going to have the Zoom Meet link and a calendar invite. Feel free to accept it, and then it's going to pop up on your calendar. Well, cool. Hey, before you go, any reason you would not be able to make it tomorrow morning? Just so I know in advance.
No, I mean, not unless, something unexpected comes up with my kids, but I should be fine for tomorrow at 10:30.
Yeah. Hey, if something does come up, I totally understand. The invite is going to have a reschedule link.
Okay.
So if for some reason you can't make it, I would expect you to either propose a new time over email or hit that reschedule link. Would that be a blocker? Okay, cool. All right, Morgan, I appreciate it. I will take my time here and speak with you tomorrow.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Bye now.
Hello?
Hey, Samantha.
Yes, can I help you?
Hey, this is Alex. I'm just giving you a call from my email about possibly taking a couple of new listings over the next few months.
Hi. That was quick. Hi.
Yep, I'm sure you'd like to hear some details. Here's how it's going to go. I would like to give you just a quick run by, elaborate on what it is that we do a little bit more. Then I'm going to ask you a few questions about your current state of things, your business, and then if it sounds like a fit, we will go ahead and prepare a personalized game plan for you. Is that fair?
Yeah, I only have a few minutes right now, though.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt. No worries.
No, that's
Hey,
okay.
when would be?
I have to leave to go show a house in like a half an hour. But
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Are you moving towards like closing there already, or is it like a new one?
Am I what?
Like moving towards closing the transaction, or is it like a new one that's coming?
It's a buyer that's just going to see a house.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I hope that goes through successfully. Samantha, when would be a better time, to chat maybe for 5-8 minutes? I really don't want to take up more time.
I have a little bit of time right now. I've never heard of your company, so there's lots of shitty companies out there, so I like to do a lot of research before I commit to something, but I am looking for something. I'm just not sure what it is or, budget-wise. I just would like to learn a little more and then do some research. So
For sure. You've probably also caught our website there, like in the signature. But in short, yeah, pretty much what we do is we help realtors get more deals and listings without almost no tire kickers or, like flaky leads. Since the NAR settlement, we actually figured out the way for our agents not only to stay in business, but to win through the changes. So each realtor gets exclusively pre-qualified people reaching out to them. And we use a psychological profiling funnel for that. This is pretty much a part of it. And with that said, just, using our time here left, can you just walk me through some general things as far as the exact area you work in, the amount and size of transactions a month you're at right now?
I work in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I don't work in Philadelphia itself. Like I don't work in the city, but I work in the suburbs around Philadelphia. And I do maybe like 1 to 2 transactions a month. Not that I'm not a huge producer, so
Got it. And so, as you mentioned, you're looking for like something. I guess would you like to like increase your production at this point, or how do you feel?
yeah, absolutely. It just has to be the right company and the right fit. And like I said, I like to do a lot of research and figure out, what's going to be the best fit for me prior to committing to anything. So just so you know, like when we get off the phone, I don't want you to be like, okay, are you ready to sign up? Like I need to do.
No, of course not. This is not how we do it. And pretty much the reason I mentioned the game plan we're crafting and all that, because it's very like you're right. So many solutions are one size fits all or just shitty ones, like frankly. And like we do need to do our research on our side and pretty much like figure out what's the fair, structure here as far as
Right.
like even the system and like because as you mentioned, for example, you're working in suburbs, not in the city, which is like an important piece. Gotcha. And you're working both buyers and sellers, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. And then if you can help me navigate here a little bit, if we were to talk about, potentially getting you a stable stream of high quality leads, I guess would you want to target buyers or sellers?
Uh, Preferably sellers, but for some reason I end up with more buyers than I do sellers. But with all the stuff with the NAR lawsuit, it's definitely now harder with the buyers and, having them understand that like they may have to pay commission. So ideally, in an ideal world, Alex, I would love to have listings, but that's I like buyers too.
Mhm. Okay. That's good to know because obviously our system works both ways. But what I'm gonna say right now is that it's statistically 2 times cheaper to get buyers.
Okay.
So we'll take that in consideration. And by the way, actually, what it is that you're doing to get the listings and actually generate buyers nowadays?
Uh, the last couple transactions I've had have kind of been from like word of mouth. And then I had my parents bought an investment property, a flip property that I sent out a letter. Those people ended up selling the property to my parents, and then they bought a house 2 doors down. I used to pay a lot of money for like Zillow and all that stuff, but that's just way out of my budget. I've looked into some other companies, and everyone wants, way more money than I think that they're worth. Like, so when I briefly looked at your website, my understanding is that you guys put ads on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. And then, so
Okay.
you've mentioned this just a couple of times here, like as far as the budget, I guess, do you have any specific number in your mind that you're actually, ready to invest, regardless whether with us or not, but like, what is it that,
I mean,
you're thinking?
I am honestly like I'm a mom, and I'm primary provider for my child. I would not like to spend to start more than $500. So I don't know if that's like your website said 900, but I'm not sure what that entails. Is that the whole system forever or what?
I'm not sure where you saw the 900, but look, I do want to say 2 things about this. So as far as, for example, our work and all that, like we are flexible. We can definitely, make it work. And I'm definitely not here to like put you in a bad position given your situation, right? But
Right.
again, at the end of the day, it's about generating quality business and actually converting and getting the return. So there is such a thing as ad spend with
Right.
with YouTube, for example, right? And this is something where if targeting buyers, we can we can definitely make it work at such a budget. So I guess at this point, do you feel like this is something that we could talk about? Because given
Yeah.
all the
If
info
you
you gave me here, yeah, I can what I can do is take some time to go through that info, pretty much craft that game plan for you. And then we hop on a Zoom video call at the computer, camera on, like for about 45 minutes or so. We will dive deeper into all of this stuff, some of the things about your business. Once it all makes sense, I will walk you through the steps of what that would look like, as well as, of course, answer all of your questions.
I would
that make sense to do that?
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in learning more. Like I said, learning more.
I also want you to do some research prior to that because there was like a video on our site. I'm not sure if you had time to go through that. Just read through. Like this is pretty much like the gist of it. You will get some better understanding, but obviously like answering the questions, like giving the real value here is like this is usually why we have this like face-to-face conversation.
Right.
And yeah, take time to do that.
Are you able to like provide me like any of your other realtors that you work with? Like I could call them and talk to them?
Sure. Yeah, I'll be happy to do that also. And
cool.
I'll put together some info to send you here. Now, I know you gotta go. Just to avoid me bombarding your phone again, let's. I have some availability like later today, in the afternoon, where I could actually do this. I think it will be enough time, or like early the next week, Monday or Tuesday morning. Like any of those windows would work for you, where you're like at the computer.
Yeah, next week would be good. Let me just open my calendar here. Yeah, next Monday or
Monday,
Tuesday.
10 a.m. in the morning.
That's perfect time.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try put together some info prior to that. Send you over email. Maybe in response, I will send you an email invite shortly here after this call, right? And then I'm gonna respond to that one with some info like about us, maybe like the like about the clients also, right? So it's gonna be a Zoom meeting. We're gonna be sitting down at the computer. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you also will be able to sit down at the computer.
Yeah, I can do that at 10 on Monday.
Cool.
And
hey, anyone else who should be present on this call?
Where are you located?
So we're actually in Georgia, in Europe.
In Europe, okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So I guess you'll show me on Monday, but how does the targeting work, like with YouTube ads? Like how do you target it down to like my specific area? Because like on Facebook, when you run an ad on Facebook, you have to do it within 15 miles. Well, 15 miles is in New Jersey, right? So like I'm not even licensed in New Jersey. So I've had issues with other companies where they're like, we guarantee these leads, we're going to run these ads for you, but the way that Facebook works is that it has to be within 15 miles. And then I was like getting leads from people who didn't put their information in, and, why am I calling them? But they were also located in a different state.
It's a very good question. So obviously, it goes through Google, and the mechanism is kind of similar here. Now, can you tell me about the actual, size and population of the area you work with? Is it like 100,000 plus people or less?
No, there's probably more than 100,000 people in my area.
Okay, then we'll be able to make it work. Like there is no need for.
I live in like a big suburb outside of. I live 10 minutes from downtown Philadelphia, but I live in the suburbs. So like I don't know if you've ever heard of like Villanova University. Have you ever heard of Villanova?
Oh no, not really, but.
Okay.
Okay.
I live like right near Villanova University. So.
Is this where you grew up?
This is where I grew up, yes.
Gotcha, nice. Yeah, look, as far as the location, you were right. Yeah, I'll show you how that works. It's a very good, comment that you gave me because it's important to tailor the area. And if, it depends on the amount of people. Like one of my clients, he's in Garden City in Kansas. They have like way little, amount of people, way less people. So we're going to be able to make it work. And on the, once everything makes sense, once we're actually, starting to think of how we're going to make it work, you will be the one who tells us what area to run ads for in.
Okay.
All right, Samantha, I will put together some info, send you that invitation here in a sec. And
how did you, Alex, how did you get my email?
Residential.com, like the website.
Okay.
And then we're just going through the area. And All right, Samantha, nice chatting with you. I'll let you get back to it now,
Okay,
and
thank you.
yeah, speak with you on Monday.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.